How's it going, everyone? Today is November 19th, 2019, and this is Thriving Bull's Trade of the Day. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you guys are coming from. This is Thriving Bull's Trade of the Day. We are looking at the /YM or Dow Jones futures for a deviation play here. We can see that we've been having a huge downtrend without any sort of change control on this particular trade. We saw some change control here, but this is before market open, and we've been doing nothing but fall. Then we kind of had some change control in negative 0.5. Just not what we wanted to see, just because of the huge downtrend. So we're going to have to see for maybe a negative 0.75 play that's in between the negative 0.5 and negative 1. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So we're looking for that particular trade here. We're seeing a little bit of a move back up, but we're going to go ahead and look for a 27887 on NADEX for the not at the top of the hour, but the next hour. And so let's see here. So we're looking at this possible trade here for an hour and 9 minutes left. We're looking for 27885. We see 889. That's not too bad. We'll actually probably look into that one. 27889. That's not too bad of a price either. So we may actually go ahead and buy into this contract if we can see price go a little bit further. I'm going to go ahead and put my charts on my other screen so I can kind of watch them together, so I can see everything that's going on and give you a little bit of a commentary. So we are creating new lows right now. Thinkorswim is just not wanting to work with me here. There we go. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and buy into this one for 25. We'll do it for 25 contracts. A little bit of a risky trade, nothing too crazy. So we had 887. That's where our line is for the 0.75 extension, our deviation, sorry. So we're looking for that one. So we have our position on for 64.25. We could buy it again for 62. We probably will hit it. We'll probably get around that area. I just wanted to kind of get filled into this trade in the event that, you know, something crazy were to happen. We're just going to look for something small here. We have 25 contracts. So that we've lost $25, $1 per contract on this particular one. We may be able to add on to this position if we can get a good price on it. It's not looking anything, too crazy. So let's go ahead and look for, if we get about $10 per this, then we will look at about 225 bucks. So we'll look for a 74.25 exit. 74.25 exit. All right, so we have our pending order in. All right, perfect. So all we need is for this particular asset to just kind of go around to this zone here, and then we should probably see our price go from there. We are extremely oversold on the 1 minute chart on Thinkorswim, so we can see that. If we go into the 5 minute, we are also very much oversold. And if we go into the 15 minute, we are also oversold. I mean, we're getting oversold in a lot of these time frames. So we are going to have to see a move up at some point. We're hoping that this is the point. So if we go into a possible 30-minute chart, and we look at the left for our to see what we can see here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over so you guys can see it. We can see that we had some hits off this point here. So it's not that it's going to be extremely strong. It's just that this is somewhat working in our favor, this little section here. It's just that it's working in our favor. Not that it's like a huge confirmation, but it's just something that's working in our favor. We're at the negative 0.75 deviation. We are extremely oversold. This is on a 30-minute chart, mind you. So we have all of those going in play for us. And then if we take a trend line and kind of see where we're seeing here as well, we have a lot of room to be able to come back up. So, I mean, obviously this trade, this chart is wanting to keep going down, but we could potentially see is something like this and then come back down and create possibly a double top between these two areas. Because if we were to do that and we were to take a Fibonacci from those points, we could take it from here to here. You can see that that's roughly around the 78.6 zone, and that's double top from that area. So that's what we want to see. That's that's pretty much what you would want to say is our prediction, if you will. So so I'm going to go ahead and kind of go back into NADEX and see what we're seeing as far as price. This is on a 1 minute chart, so let's go ahead and zoom out here. This is kind of zoomed in a little too far for my liking, so we're going to go ahead and look at it like that. So perfect. So I'm just kind of trying to see what we can possibly get here. This is actually going for much cheaper still. If it gets into 54, we'll probably buy in some more contracts at the same same contract value. Try to get this thing closer to a 1-to-1. Let's go ahead and look and see what Thinkorswim is showing us. Let's go into a 1 minute here. We predicted that this would come back and try to touch this price, which it somewhat is. So let's go ahead and buy into this as it's starting to move up. So now we're at 61, so we can amend our order to 71. 71 on 50 contracts, yes. All right, perfect. All right, great. So we are getting close and passing this this particular zone on our 889. We do have over an hour until this trade expires, so we have a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and kind of pause the video, and we'll see what happens. We're only looking for about a little bit over $10, so we'll make about 450 bucks on the trade. So we are looking at the expiry as way out here. That will be the last candle. Will be on that line. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to come back and see what happens. All right, and we are back, and we have finally gotten filled on our order. So let's go ahead and look at NADEX and see where we're at here. So our position is selling for, we could sell it off for 81.25 now. We got rid of it at 67, 68, I believe. We ended up buying some more contracts in, so we got about $15 per contract on that particular trade, and it looks like it's selling for a little over $10 more than what we sold it for. About, $13, $14 more than what we sold it for. So let's go ahead and go into the chart and see exactly why we took the trade when we did and all that good stuff. Okay, great. So this is a 15-minute chart, and as you can see right here is roughly about where the market opened. And typically what you will see is when you have the market open, you'll typically have a nice, let's go ahead and look at some other data from the days prior. Let me go ahead and zoom out here. So typically what you have is you'll have maybe a nice trend downwards, and then you have this V formation, and then you have this nice trend downwards and then a nice V formation, and then this trend upwards, and you have this nice V formation right there, and then a trend upwards and a V formation there, and a trend downwards and a V formation, trend upwards to V formation, and we haven't made our V formation yet. Whereas all the buyers who were coming in off the sell-off, we have not seen that yet. Pretty much you saw a little bit here, but it wasn't quite enough for us to be able to say, you know what, the sellers are going to be able to come in, because what this showed was that we had no fill on this particular red candle here, which kind of gave us an idea of maybe the negative 0.5 is not where price wants to go. Maybe it wants to go a little further, but we didn't want to go all the way down to the -1 because that may be too low, because as you can see, this is extremely oversold, and that's just on the 15-minute. If we go into the 30-minute, you can see it's also extremely oversold. So we had a lot of really big oversold zones, and obviously you want to be able to look at always look left and see what's happening in the past, and we had a little bit of a consolidated area on this particular price. This isn't a major deviation play, but it's good enough for us to be able to say, you know what, we're probably going to look at it and see what's going to happen here. And honestly, if you look at the 15-minute chart, you also see a really, really nice doji candle that formed right here, right on the negative 0.75 deviation level. And if we go even further zoomed in and go into the 5-minute chart, we see that we were, let's actually go ahead and go into the 1 minute, and we'll see this even further. So as we got deeper into here, this is where we bought in more contracts, because you can see this is low and this is a lower low, but you have your low and this is a higher low. So this is going up, this is going down. Really nice divergence. Now we do have, price did go below the negative 0.75, but that's okay. Sometimes price will go below and then come back up. It's not going to just always hit right on the tick and then go up, and then hit right on the tick and go up, or hit right on the tick and go up, or hit on the tick and go down. Sometimes it's on a 1 minute chart, it's using these 1 minute candles for a position, for a candle formation on maybe a higher time frame, like we saw right here. If you saw this on a 15-minute, you would say, oh, this is obviously going up, because it couldn't even break the 7.5 3 times. We have 1, 2, 3 times it could not break, and now we are just going up. It's basically filling in this little bitty gap here, possibly going into this, and then going to continue downwards. Or what we can potentially see is, if we take this high to this low, we can also see that the 50 area is roughly about here in between this and set, which is another potential area for this to drop. Or what's even bigger of a chance is that we could hit this 38.2, which is roughly about where all of this ended up happening, this little zone, and we could see it come up into there and then drop, or hit the -5 and then go up into maybe set and then drop even further from there. We definitely have some room to drop. If we go even into a 4-hour chart here, we have just been going up and up and up and up and up for days. And for the first time ever, we really kind of saw this really huge move downwards today, as we can see here on the 4-hour chart. So we are seeing a major move down. I don't want to say what we can potentially see for the future into this, but it's not, it's not really looking good. We've had a lot of move up, and we definitely need to have some moves down. We're not seeing that yet. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of zoom into this as well, and we'll kind of see what's happening in an overall view. This is a weekly chart, and as you can see, when we're hitting all-time highs here, we're hitting all-time highs. This is the highest we've ever been, and so we gotta be somewhat protective of that. So so that's why we kind of took our trade, was seeing some nice sell-off positions. Even on the weekly chart, we are overbought. If we go even into the let's go into the daily. You can see we are extremely overbought. So we are going to potentially see some nice move downwards and fill in all of this gap area. All of that we could potentially fill. So, so if we go into a Fibonacci here and go from this low to this high, we see some interesting setups here. We see that the 61.8 held here, the 50 held there, the 23.6 held there for multiple times. So this is, we held here. So this is possibly our high to be able to come down and maybe even hit our 50 zone, and then come back up and maybe touch here and then have our drop down. We just don't know yet. So we are setting up for a pretty big move down. That's what we're setting up for. So we kind of had to take that into consideration. But along with that, we are looking for potential reversal patterns, and we saw that here for our buy, and we got out. And if we look at what the price is now, it's still 87, 88. So a good good place to sell off here. And we have you would have had about 26 minutes left until the expiry, and you're pretty high into the money at this moment. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section down below, or visit our website, www.thrivingbull.com. There you can sign up for our signal service, as well as the deviation levels or the auto trader. And again, the website is www.thrivingbull.com.